What is that again?
It's a Chinese gourd flute, like a Chinese Halusi flute.
Where did you find it?
On Etsy.
You go shopping for flutes?
Yeah. Sometimes like the algorithm will send you ads for like flutes. And
Yeah.
sometimes they're actually dope. So yeah, it's like I actually love it now. Like I want to know more about it.
Yeah. How many wind instruments do you have now?
I haven't counted, but I'd say maybe 30.
Each gives you a different sound, a different feeling?
Yes. Each one has its own. I mean, even if it's the same flute made by the same maker in the same key,
Yeah.
each flute is its own kind of life. Especially if it's wood, and most of them are wood.
Yeah.
They have this own life, like before I even grabbed it. But
Yeah. What attracted you to the instrument?
the sound,
Yeah.
the sound. As soon as I heard it, I was not paying attention, and as soon as I heard the sound, my ears just kind of popped up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, "What is this?" And I just had to know.
What did you like in the sound?
It was a humanness. There was an immediacy of getting sound. It was portable.
Yeah. You've talked a lot over the years about the importance of community in being creative. I get the sense that you've in effect found a new community.
Yes, for sure. Like when I moved to Venice, I ended up meeting Carlos Nino at an Air One, which is so funny to me. That,
Which is
Air
like
One.
basically what, like a supermarket?
Yeah, it's a really cool supermarket, but it's such a Venice kind of thing and a California kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we're sitting there, and it was actually me, Mike D from Beastie Boys, because he was in the checkout. I saw him, said hey to Mike D. Carlos comes up, so it's three of us, you know, standing there, and Carlos is like, hey man, I've heard you've been in town, like, and people were telling me like you around playing flute. I knew we would meet, you know, at some point, and we met that day, and he invited me to an event he was throwing that night, and it was like a Alice Coltrane tribute event. And I just came with my flute. I always carry my flute anyway. And yeah, he invited me to play. I was so like nervous and scared. I didn't get on stage because I don't be wanting to mess people up. And I know my flutes are not tuned to like 440, so I was like, I don't want to like get in there. It's like, what this dude doing?
So you didn't play?
I did not play. I brought my flute, but I met a lot of the people that ended up playing.
Yeah.
And then me and Carlos started hanging out. Carlos invited me into a world that they already built, that's been here for a long time.
Yeah.
I was just happy that they let me, invited me in, because it was kind of like, to me, the perfect family to be able to stretch out and just get to know your instrument. Like, I don't even know what notes I'm playing, so every move for me is new, which is kind of crazy, but it feels great to do it, because when you find things, you're like, oh, it's like a reward for searching.
But you have a history of kind of finding your own way with instruments.
Yeah, I think that's a hip hop thing, to be honest, because hip hop, you immediately, take something in and put it back out.
Yeah.
Even in our rehearsals now for New Blue Sun, I have to sit back and listen to what I did and try to interpret what I did.
What's that like?
It's kind of weird, because you're like, what did I do that? Like, because for me, it's really physical. So I'm actually trying to wheel things out. So for me
You're willing something out.
Yeah.
What are you willing out?
I don't know. I have no idea, but I'm just trying to find something that supports what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know. So
is it a feeling? Is it a thought? Or is it just
totally a feeling? It's
It is.
totally a feeling. So when I'm playing and I play one note, I get a feeling off of that note, and I'm responding to the next note from that note. It's really a journey for me. So I'm like, I physically have fun doing it, and that's what we're doing. Is like the actual act of doing it is the art. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're responding effectively. It's almost like a conversation with yourself.
For sure. And everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Why do you think you ended up in this place?
I don't know, but I'm here for it though. Like I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that people are responding. I'm happy that people are listening to it, and that was really my only goal.
Right.
So my only goal was, like I told my manager, my label, I just want people to hear it. Like I knew it wasn't bangers. I knew it wasn't like, but I knew, I hope somebody sample. I hope somebody rap on it. You know, I hope somebody take
it ain't gonna
my
be
voices.
you.
I mean, yeah, like my thing is, I hope to inspire people by what I'm
Right.
doing. Like, you know, I like that it makes people want to go do something, even if it makes you angry and want to go rap. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, rap, flip it, rap on it.
I mean, I think it's pretty clear for me, in going back and looking at what you've said over the last 10 or 15 years, this actually makes a lot of sense. At the same time, I think a lot of people are surprised.
Yeah, I would be surprised too. Like, the feedback has been, it's been funny. It's been like hilarious. Like, people, and the one thing that I don't like that people are angry about something, as if it was like I was trying to do a switcheroo. That's why we made it a point to let people know what it was. Like,
Yeah.
I'm telling people, even on the artwork, it says no bars. So I'm letting you know, this is what it is. So I don't like that people are upset a little bit about it.
What do you think they're upset about?
If I were waiting for a thing for 17 years, a certain thing that I'm looking for, and something else shows up, I would probably be upset too.
You've said, I think, that you at one point felt disconnected from rap.
Yeah, only because there's so much happening right now, and you don't get the rap calls like, "Hey, jump on this beat," or and you have to be doing something to be a rapper. You got to be rapping.
Yeah.
I haven't been rapping. Like, I don't hang around the studio. I don't sit and try to rap every day. So it's just not even a lifestyle. Like, when I was younger, and that's all I did when I was younger, and especially like starting out ground zero at the Dungeon, like, we lived in the studio.
Yeah.
Like, we woke up on the floor, got up, went downstairs, may not even brush your teeth yet, and started rapping.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, that's what you do, which I miss those times a lot, but it's like life changes, life moves on, and we've all explored. We all just keep going,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think if you're a creative person, you have to find new ways to create, right?
Yes. New ways to keep yourself inspired and other people inspired. That's it.
Do you see yourself as having a creative cycle?
Yeah, I think you have seasons, just like anything else. Like, sometimes I feel like really on it. Then sometimes I feel like horrible, like, nothing is happening. Then I'll get a surge, and then you're like praising, like, yeah, I got a surge. And then you kind of feeling like the worst person in the world sometimes. But it's hard, like when you in that valley, ooh, it don't feel good.
No.
Yeah, you gotta, but you always know you're gonna climb up, so.
So are you telling yourself that while you're in the valley?
Yeah, I am, but I'm not really listening, because when you're in the valley, you don't want to hear that.
You think of yourself as an artist, not a performer or an entertainer?
Man, these days, I don't even know.
You don't?
I don't know what you call it, I'm a responder,
Yeah.
I'm responding to things I'm doing. I'm responding to things that's coming to me. Sometimes I don't even know if I can deserve to be called an artist, Like, I look at other artists, I'm like, whoa, these are artists, So I don't know, man. I play flutes, but I'm not a flautist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just responding and trying to figure out the best way to display and give value to wherever I am right now. That's really what it's about. How can I give value to people around me?
This is the 50th anniversary of the birth of hip hop.
Yeah, 50 years, that's crazy.
Yeah. Have you been invited to any of these celebrations?
Yes. Early on, I think when people were planning
But you didn't want to go?
No, I didn't feel like we could at the time. Like we haven't toured. Even before this came up, like, we weren't touring or doing shows. So yeah, it wasn't happening.
Mm-hmm. You didn't feel the urge or desire to?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
We've done so many shows, and like, over the years, we've done it so much.
Yeah.
In the actual time frame of when we put those songs out, there's a certain, energy or force of that album or that thing we put out.
Yeah.
And I think as I go on further, I just kind of want to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Like, I don't necessarily like looking back. That much.
Even in a celebratory year, you didn't need it?
No. I hope people can rock with it and celebrate with, listening to it, or.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we contributed to it, but I think you have to be you have to enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah.
You just have to enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah. And that's not something you think you'd enjoy.
Yeah. I don't. I think you like getting back into that person that created those songs. I didn't feel like I was ready to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a different person, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, well, it's a completely different person. Like, I'm 48 now. Like, that person that wrote those songs were, you know, a whole nother dude, you know. And I wouldn't want to be in a place where I'm doing it on just because I'm trying to meet an expectation. Like,
Right.
I didn't get into OutKast for that, you know.
Yeah.
We were just kids, like, trying to see how far we could take it.
Yeah.
That's it.
You went a lot further than a lot of people thought.
Yeah. When people ask me about like a rap album, man, I would love a rap album. I'm with you. Like, I'm with you, but it's like, I want to be with you when I'm really on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why do you think you're not on it?
That I have no idea. I write down ideas and lyrics all the time.
You do?
Maybe I got to find a new way to rap. If I don't feel like I'm doing something, it don't matter to me.
When you say doing something, what do you mean exactly?
Affecting something, moving something, saying some truth, revealing something, like destroying something. Like, it gotta move a needle. Like, our power came from exploring.
It's what artists do. I mean, if they exhaust something and they need to go somewhere else.
It's a good thing you said the word exhaust something. Maybe that's it. Maybe I exhausted a thing. And sometimes you have to kind of try something else.
You've talked about age a lot, and I mean, in conversations I've seen. Obviously, you're conscious of it, and it's a double-edged sword, I think, in a lot of ways, at least from my experience. How do you feel about it?
About age?
Yeah, about being where you are.
It's beautiful in times because, like, I see, like, even though it's funny, like, my eyesight, like, oh man, it's so weird when I take my glasses off and the world is unfocused to me.
Yeah.
That is so weird to me. So with that, it's not.
These days that might
that
be a
doesn't
good
feel
thing.
good. But at the same time, it's almost like I draw.
Yeah.
And I noticed, like, because I can't focus the same.
Yeah.
I'm looser with it.
Yeah.
And it's cooler in a way because it's not so. So it's like you get some goods and some bads. I think, like, the older you get, you kind of get this skin or this kind of like a protective layer that is like, you know, things kind of roll off of you better because you have a better understanding of the roller coaster in a way. You have a better understanding of the balance of things.
Yeah.
You know, so like even with the feedback from this album, which has been mainly positive, but I listen to everything. So
Do you look at it all and listen to it all?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Because and that's what's surprising to me that I feel energized by it. Like, I get a good skin. Like, even like the worst of the worst people going in saying horrible stuff, it lets me know where they are too. But it's kind of like I use it.
How do you use it?
Because I'm a person in the world, so it's like I'll take. Okay, this is working. They enjoy this.
Yeah.
Or they hate this. They hate this. But I'm trying to figure out, like, why do you hate it?
Yeah.
So that's my thing. Like,
Usually that's their problem,
it's like
not yours.
to me, it's an engineering problem. Like, I'm trying to figure, okay, why this didn't work for you. You know? Only thing I want to let people know is, like, it wasn't a joke, you know, or you know, a trolling kind of thing.
It was the opposite of a joke.
Yeah, totally the opposite of a joke. Totally.
You're learning how to make flutes now, right?
Yeah, Guillermo, the guy that made these, Guillermo Martinez, I apprenticed with him, and he's showing me, like, the ins and outs of cutting them, carving them, making them, tuning them. Yeah.
You enjoying that?
I love it, like, because you're actually making something that somebody can, you know, be inspired to play.
So are you gonna make your own flutes for yourself? Is that the idea?
Yeah, for sure, and other people too.
Yeah. What a cool thing to do.
Yeah, it's really fun. Like, when you're in the street, like, you kind of get this kind of, when I'm playing, like, a lot of kids, you know, come up and they're like, oh man, that's fire.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of playing and, like, they want to know more about it. So I definitely want to put more flutes in kids' hands.
You become like a flute evangelist.
Hey, if that's what it takes. It's just fun to play.
I would imagine now it's hard to take a walk without one.
It is. I mean, I've gotten so used to it. I kind of have a muscle memory of holding it. So when I don't have it, like, I'm trying to find something to do with my hands, and I end up putting them in my pockets, you know, but because I'm used to kind of like fiddling around or.
You also get to travel with your own soundtrack.
Yes, exactly. That's yeah. Like when I'm walking with people, that's what they say. Like, oh man, I feel like I'm in my own movie. Like, nice.
You've talked a lot about social anxiety and what you've dealt with on that front. I imagine for someone with social anxiety, fame can be particularly challenging.
Yeah, but it's. I think about it like it's like the biggest laugh, biggest joke, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like something saying, oh well, oh you got to deal with this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, you take it. You kind of take what's given and try to make it as beautiful as possible.
Yeah.
Because it's very scary, man. It's very scary to be me.
It is?
It's very scary, man, because you don't know what's coming. And not even that, you got a whole 30 years of music ahead of it, you know, so
yeah.
People are judging you, of course, which they should. I think the audience is important, but I don't think catering to an audience is important at all.
Yeah. If it's scary to be you, how do you deal with that fear?
I don't have a choice. You just keep making things you enjoy. You can only kind of like counter it with doing stuff you enjoy.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the perfect place to be, you know?
You and Big Boi are still close?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
For sure.
Has he ever come at you and said, can we do this again?
No, to be honest, no. But I think because he knows who I am, and knows what gets me going, knows what, you know, inspires me, knows when I'm excited about something, you know what I mean? So I think in that sense, he's never pushed that issue, but I'm sure like, I want another OutKast album. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like in my mind, like, but see, that's the thing, that's the human side. Like, I wanted an OutKast album a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, for me, like as an individual, it would be gratifying to me to put out a solo, you know, kind of rap situation. But not for nobody else at this point. Like, it's for me because actually I like the challenge of how can I make this part of my life interesting in rhyming words?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how can I do that? So, yeah, I mean, it's still a challenge. So I think, hopefully with will and intent, you know, something will happen